All right, how you guys doing? Hopefully you had a good weekend. So we're going to have a pretty quick static video because I'm going to be going live on Twitch here. So I need to go out and run my dogs and stuff. We're going to have a good, at least a 2-3 hour stream tonight. But that brings me, to before we start our TA today, if you want a community that's all about supporting you, helping you give the tools to learn these indicators, that are all on TradingView for free, we're going to be there to help teach you. The MACD, the RSI, everything. And I'm starting a educational series, which has its own section on Discord now, because it's all about muscle memory. So I'm going to have specific videos on each indicator, and you can go back to them and replay them as much as you need. But we have an awesome community. We have a lot of really great traders. They've been doing really good. And it's the fastest way to reach me if you need a question answered. And and there's also a lot of other people that'd be willing to step in and help you. But we've added a TA section, so go in there and share your charts, show off your TA skills, your profit logs. We're a community. If you do good on a trade, you should be congratulated. And if you do mess up on a trade, don't be scared to put in the comment section, because what we'll do is we'll go over your trade, how you went about, going about submitting your trade and exiting, and we can prepare for how maybe you should do it different the next time that situation comes, because it's all about self-improvement, and failure is not necessarily a bad thing, at least if you can learn from it. So but besides our Discord channel, which that will be in the description below, if you want to see all these trade setups in live, how to submitting trades, looking at trade setups, we do so much on our live streams. We have, just like our Discord, we have a really active chat on our live streams. So we generally make them at least 2 to 3 hours long. I stream every night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and I let you guys know on Discord if I'm going live earlier, like we're doing today. We're probably going to be going live about 5 o'clock. And we're so close to our goal of 50 followers, so I'm very, very excited about that. But, getting on from the Twitch live stream, if you could please give us a follow down there. If you like live streams, I would really much appreciate it, because I do all this stuff to help you improve. And I'm kind of excited because, as I tell you guys, you can never stop learning, and I like adding new things to my arsenal. There was a gentleman that approached me. He has a fairly decent-sized Discord group, and he had an indicator he would like me to see if I can incorporate it and start looking at. So it's called Agro Capital. He has a ton of there's 3 or 4 indicators in the package as a whole. So we're gonna we're gonna look at them and learn from them as a group. We can see if we can find how exactly it works. I have really yet to work at it. I am using their EMA SMA right now. But if I can incorporate that with Market Cipher to bring you guys the best content, I'm going to do that every single time. So it's going to be a learning experience with Agro Capital, but we're going to do it together. And they have an amazing community. So I'm not sure if we're going to join up or how it's going to work, but they do have a supportive community, and I'm all about, as I told you guys many times, crypto's not just about the money. It's about the friends and the community that you make. So if I can find a community of like-minded individuals, of course I would never turn someone down like that. So, but getting back onto the technical analysis, all right, let's go to our 4-hour here. We're sitting between our support and resistances. You have decent short-term support here at 11,300. And you have major support between 10,009 and 11,001. And I like this because your EMA 100, which typically we get nice bounces off of, like similar to here, we're sitting right in the middle of this box. I have pretty heavy buys between 10,9 and 11,000. And you also have your EMA 20, this purple line right here, just under it. So I feel very confident about this support box. Not only do we have a lot of touch points, but we have the strong moving averages to back it up. You're going to have very strong resistance here at 11,600. You're going to have some more at 11,008. But, for me personally, if we break 11,008, I think we're going to go up and test at least 12,100. But guys, just be wary. You got to break 11,600 first. This is going to be a very, very strong resistance, just like 11,008. And I know this is a pretty wide range box, but do you see how these wicks are not in the same place? It's hard to give you an exact dollar amount. Like this exact number is going to be resistance. So guys, you know, honestly, between 12,000 and 12,400, where we double topped up here, just be very, very careful. Pay attention to your MACD, watch your volume. If you start seeing the bullish momentum subsiding and we're up here and you start seeing the volume falling off, I mean, especially if you buy down here, that is definitely your time to take profit. Because if this dumps, it's going to dump. It's going to dump very hard. So, but let's look at our market cipher. You have your trigger wave. If you watch our streams, you know this is a very, very bullish pattern. And then there's your trigger right there in the middle. So we're looking good. The 4 hour looks good. Let's go to our 2 hour. 2 hour looks really good actually. But the thing that's me a little wary, and that's why I'm paying attention to the smaller time frames right now, is I think a lot of this trigger wave could have been from the big bounce we had from the other, you know, what was it, 2 nights ago when we hit 11,080. So what I'm watching for now is on these short-term time frames, if we start seeing the momentum just fall off a cliff. Currently, we're not seeing that. This is what I posted this morning because I noticed there was quite a few bearish people in the chat. You know, the momentum is still there, but the bulls are in final stand mode right now. I mean, especially if we break 10,900, it could get very ugly, guys. We could test 10,300. But so far, we have a trigger wave. Our short-term time frames show that the bears are trying to step up. I'm sorry, the bulls are stepping up. So I'm not going to try to fight that right now. I don't generally like betting against the longer time frames, and now that the short time frames are kind of saying the same thing, you know, I'm generally leaning neutral to or bullish right now. So, but you know, to sum up Bitcoin though for you real quick, while we get onto Ethereum, you're going to have support at 10,300. You're going to have major support at 10,009 to 11,001. Your first area of resistance is going to be 11,006, which is going to be major resistance. You're going to have some more at 11,8. You're going to have your psychological 12, but honestly, we've been slicing through the psychological numbers like they really haven't meant anything. But just know, guys, between, you know, honestly, between that 12,000 and that 12,003, 12,004 area, it's going to get a little dicey. Pay attention to your MACD. Watch your volume. You know, if you see that momentum fall off, it's your time to get out, especially if you enter up here or down here. So we're on to Ethereum right now. Let's go to our 4 hour. We're still holding this upsloping line that we've had since April. I'm sorry, about the middle of March this year. It's right in our box, which is at $200 and $205 for Ethereum here. Looks like that. Nah, that's too sharp for a triangle. We're sitting right above our moving averages right now. You know, if you've watched our stream, you know, for day trading, I like watching the 5 and the 10 simple moving average. But we're basically hovering right at this 13 EMA right now. We're sitting right on it. And our purple line right here is our EMA 34. You can tell that we just seem to barely break it and then go back down. So, you know, Ethereum right now has, and that's what I was about to get to, you have short-term support right here at about $215. So, you know, your support areas on Ethereum, you have your strong 200 and then 205. Your first area, okay, you have very strong support at 200 and 205. You have short-term support here at about $110, where you see all these wicks right here. You can see these two bottoms right here. That's $210. You have short-term resistance here. Looks like we're about 213, so we're still under it at 215. You're going to have another area of resistance here. See here, it's right about right here where this dotted line is, where all these candle tops are. And then where we touched it here on the bottom, which is the 220 and then the 225 mark. But our resistance, you're going to have, this is, you know, these short-term resistance here at 215, I mean, it's all right. But when you're talking about like how Bitcoin's major resistance is 11.6, this is where Ethereum is at right now. The 230 to 235 mark is absolutely insane resistance. Look at all these tops here on the, more so at the 235 mark. Because if we break 230, I think we're definitely going to test the top. But look at these wicks right here. You have a top, you have a top, and you have a top. I mean, it looks like we tried to break it here, but Bitcoin tanked, of course. So if we look at our price range, this is our trade setup. If we can break 235, I think we're going to have a nice quick, we'll fill this gap up to roughly about 260, 265. The way you can tell this gap, and that's roughly about a 12% jump. So if, even with a small 2-3x leveraged position, you're still looking at 24, 36%. But do you see how we have this just straight up red candle pretty much all the way down? We had a little bit of a bounce here. Theoretically, if we break this, there is no resistance right here. So we should fill this to the upside. Looking at market cipher, we're trying to build some bullish momentum here. It's looking really weak. Guys, in all honesty, I'm not overly bullish right now on Ethereum. I mean, no disrespect if you hold Ethereum right now. But on all time frames, you're looking pretty bearish on Ethereum. Your bullish momentum here, I guess it's ever so slightly on the 4-hour. The daily looks better, though. I will say that. On the daily, Ethereum does look better than Bitcoin on the daily time frames, but that could take months to play out, though, guys. So, looking at your 4-hour, which is the one I put the most into, I mean, look how steep of a drop-off this is on your bull side. So, I mean, it's really steep. If this doesn't even grow much at all, you're going to have a major sell-off. Your 30-minute, we're trying to pull a little bit of movement right now. Ethereum is really detached from Bitcoin here lately. So, I'm more, if you had to give me a coin I was more bullish on, it would be Bitcoin than Ethereum. But Ethereum and XRP are kind of like in the same boat right now. So, to sum up Ethereum, you have major support at $200 and $205. You have short-term support at $210. Your first areas of resistance are going to be $215. You can see where all these wicks are. It's $215. You're going to have some more at roughly, let's see if I can get an exact count here. You're going to have more at roughly about $220. And then after that, your major resistance is $230 and $235, with our trade setup being from $230. You want to see a 1-hour close above $235, and then, it'd be a safer long. But guys, if we go up here, just like Bitcoin, if Bitcoin falls, so is Ethereum. Pay attention to your MACD and your volume. It's very important in times like this. So looking at XRP, this is honestly the easiest one. You're sitting above your psychological 30-cent support. Not much has really changed with this, guys. You have major support. You can see where all these touch points go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you have multiple touch points here at 28 cents. And everyone's like, oh, I mean, because if we go out here on the daily, anyone that's tried shorting at 28 cents has just gotten absolutely wrecked. I mean, short, boom. Every time we hit 28 cents, we have a reaction up. So maybe that is just what XRP needs. Maybe we need to hit 28 cents and the buyers will step in. But if you do break it, you have these 2 touch points here at 25 cents. That's all you have left. Not trying to scare anyone, but that's all you have left. If you break 25 cents, you're going to be in price discovery mode. You look actually pretty good here on the daily, just like Ethereum. Honestly, XRP and Ethereum look better on the daily. It looks like you're trying to build some bullish momentum here on the 4-hour, but it looks pretty weak. Guys, this is really giving signs. It's looking similar to Ethereum right now. You're showing lower levels of bullish momentum. I mean, you can even see it here, the 30-minute. I mean, it's not looking great for XRP. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I mean, every time frame, you're either looking really bearish. I mean, the daily on Ethereum and XRP are about the only things that look bullish on it right now. But to sum up XRP, you have major support at 28 cents, your psychological 30-cent mark, with your last stand at 25 cents, which I wouldn't get that too far ahead just yet. Your short-term resistance that we have not been able to break for weeks is 32.5 cents. And I mean, honestly, now that we keep tanking, it looks like you're also going to have new support at 31 cents. So your short-term resistance is going to be 31 cents, 32.5 cents. But if we can break 32.5, I think we'll have a nice pop to 35 cents. But, you know, we've talked about this for a while now. When you break the 36 to 38 cent mark, it takes at least 3 to 6 months to break above it and actually hold it. And we're only about a month into it. So if you happen to buy this dip, you know, it's not financial advice, but, you know, if I buy this dip at 28 cents, I'm going to be a seller anything over 34 cents, especially 35, the top of our red box. Because, guys, it's not going to be easy to break 36 and 38 cents here. There's so much data on this. There's so many touch points. And even in the past, when we break it like this candle, we just shot right back down. So, you know, just be careful on XRP. If we break 30 cents, I might move some funds so I can watch it, especially once we hit 28 cents. I'll start getting pretty curious on it. But, you know, don't fight the trend, guys. Don't be trying to catch a falling knife. But to sum up the stream, we had a request for XLM here. So XLM, you have your final support. I'm sorry, it actually is your final support. So that is true. If you look at our chart here, there's no data left of here. You have 2 touch points here at roughly about 7 cents. You're going to have areas of resistance between. So your first resistance line is going to be here at 8 cents. But honestly, guys, just like you know, our other currencies, there's going to be major resistance between 8 and 9 cents. But after that, you have a much more easily identifiable line, which is your 10 cents, which is a psychological number. But if you can break 10 cents, I think you could have a pretty nice jump to maybe the 12-cent mark. You know, that's roughly about a 20% jump. But for me, at least, to get bullish on XLM, I like how we have actually have a double bottom here right at this support, which that is a good thing. But guys, these alts are just getting murdered right now. If you look at our market cipher, XLM is actually looking not too bad on the 4-hour. You can see the bullish momentum building here. So we're building bullish momentum. This is the 4-hour. Let's go to the 3-hour. You can see it again. It's higher. We go to the 1-hour. The 1-hour, we built a high. We had some bearish momentum here, but look at this. It's lower than our prior level. So, you know, XLM is it's looking pretty interesting here. The 30-minute, you can tell where we have some selling pressure because we're in the red right here. But as long as the selling pressure doesn't increase here on the lower time frames, look what we're forming here, guys. It looks like a possible trigger wave. But with alts, it's just so hard to see if these are going to play out. But in terms of some of the alts I've seen, yes, this isn't the prettiest chart. It's showing some bullish signs. I noticed a lot of alts here lately look like we could be getting somewhere close to where there could be at least a little bit of, I'm not going to call it altcoin season, but maybe a relief rally is in store for alts. Especially because Bitcoin's been so, if we can stabilize and Bitcoin can hold above 10,000, I do think there will be at least a relief rally before maybe they continue back down or we start an altcoin season. But I don't think it's just going to be like one day all these altcoins go up 20-30% and then all of them are just off for the races. I think the euphoria and the craziness of the ICO alt season boom, I don't think it's going to be like, how it was in past years. But you're showing all the indicators, all the indications that maybe a relief rally is in store, especially for XLM here, because I know it's been majorly oversold. So just to sum it up real quick, you have support at 7 cents, which is honestly like your last hope. If you break 7 cents, you're going to be in price discovery mode. There will be no way to tell you where there's going to be support. You're going to have major resistance at 8 to 9 cents with your last line here at 10 cents, which this is much more easily identifiable. But if you can break 10 cents, I do think you can at least go to test that 12-cent mark. Somewhere between 11 and 12 cents, but possibly even higher. I mean, if you can break 10 cents, I think we will go to test the 12 to 13 cent mark. But that's really way ahead of us right now. That's, I mean, at current prices, that's almost 80%. So let's concentrate on breaking this 8 to 9 cent resistance box, and then we'll go from there. So, that pretty much does it. We're about to go live on Twitch here in the next hour. So I will have those in the description below. We are so close to our goal of 50 followers. I think we're at like 32 now. But we have an amazing Discord community. I highly recommend if you want someone and a whole community to support you in your journey through crypto and learning how to trade and be self-sufficient, please give us a try. But I will post one static video here on YouTube a day. Look forward to our education series on Discord. And guys, thank you so much for being here. And I really hope to see you on on Discord and our Twitch channel. Thank you so much.